Arch Linux, the distro that's less an operating system and more a cult membership. It's the Linux equivalent of brewing your own beer or building a PC from spare parts in your garage. Let's start with the meme status. Arch is the poster child for "I did it myself" Linux. Forget Ubuntu's cozy installer or Mint's plug-and-play vibes. Arch tosses you into the deep end with a command line and a smirk. It's like being handed a pile of lumber and told to build a house. The Arch Wiki is the cornerstone of this meme, a sprawling encyclopedia that's part manual, part scripture. Need to configure your X11 server? Arch Wiki's got you. Want to overclock your coffee maker? Probably in there too. This DIY ethos makes Arch a badge of honor. You didn't just install Linux, you forged it in the fires of terminal commands. Cue the "I use Arch, by the way" guy, who's contractually obligated to bring it up in every Reddit thread, Discord server, or awkward family dinner. It's not just a distro, it's a personality. Let's talk hype. Arch's hype is rooted in its reputation as the hardcore Linux. Installing Arch isn't clicking next on a shiny GUI. It's a gauntlet. You're partitioning drives by hand, setting up your network with arcane commands, and hoping you didn't fat-finger your grub config. It's the distro equivalent of free climbing a cliff with no safety gear. The hype thrives on this exclusivity. Arch isn't beginner-friendly, and that's by design. It's gatekeeping in software form, a middle finger to the casuals who think Linux is just Ubuntu with a funny mascot. When you finally boot into that bare-bones prompt, you feel like you've cracked a secret code. Doesn't matter if your desktop is a default i3 setup with a blurry anime wallpaper. You're a hacker now, baby. People act like they've won an Oscar after installing Arch because it's a grind, and surviving it feels like a victory. Installing Arch is like running a marathon where the course is on fire and the map is written in hexadecimal. You're not just following a wizard, you're writing your own spells. When that first boot prompt flickers on, it's not just a computer, it's a monument to your persistence. Every Arch user has a war story. The time they spent 8 hours debugging a Wi-Fi driver, the night they accidentally deleted their root partition, or the moment they realized they forgot to install a desktop environment and stared at a blinking terminal for an hour. These aren't failures. They're rites of passage. There's also a bit of sunk cost fallacy at play. You poured your soul into getting Arch running, so you're going to tell everyone. You didn't just install an OS, you earned it through blood, sweat, and a few choice swears. Arch is the golden ticket, the thing that separates the script kiddies from the real Linux users. It's not about being better than other distros, it's about feeling better. You're not just running Linux, you're living the Linux dream, one Pacman-SYU at a time. Look, Arch is incredible if you love tinkering, have a masochistic streak, or just enjoy the thrill of breaking and fixing your system. It's a playground for nerds who think config files are poetry. But let's not kid ourselves. You don't need to handcraft your kernel to check your email or watch Netflix. The memes are hilarious, the hype is over the top, but at the end of the day, it's just a distro. If you meet someone who says, "I use Arch, by the way," give them a nod, a smile, and maybe ask if they've heard of Temple OS. That'll shut them up.